What's up, YouTube? Good to see you guys today. You guys ready to dive deep down the Polkadot rabbit hole? Polkadot parachain auctions are getting ready to start launching if they haven't already started, which means we should see a decent amount of money coming into the Polkadot ecosystem. So in this video, I really want to dive deep down the Polkadot rabbit hole. I want to talk about the growth of different DeFi ecosystems. What does it actually mean when these parachain auctions actually start and smart contracts are actually deployed on Polkadot? I want to talk a little bit about NFTs and other ecosystems and how these other ecosystems have really developed over the last couple of years. I want to talk about the tech, and I want to dive deep into the tokenomics. So if you guys are ready, let's roll. So in today's video, we're going to talk about Polkadot's market cap. We're going to talk about how much money needs to be invested in this coin for it to 2x, 5x, 10x. We're going to dive over here, and I wanted to create something different that I haven't really seen anybody else create, which is basically what I call like the crypto network effect or the crypto network marketplace effect. Each marketplace makes up a different angle, and each one of these angles will add a layer of security or accelerate the growth of a cryptocurrency. So I've created this scoring system, and I'm kind of just going to roll with this. This is my first time actually doing this, so we're going to see how it actually turns out. We're going to talk a little bit about Bitcoin and Bitcoin's Vortex as well. I want to show you guys the growth rate of different DeFi ecosystems. So we're going to talk about what happened to Ethereum. How did Ethereum go from 130 to 4,400 in 600 days? Same with Binance, Solana. I broke each one of these ecosystems down, so I want to talk about that. I'm going to talk about my predictions for where I see the DeFi ecosystems evolving to over the next couple of years. Then we're going to jump over here to TradingView and actually going to chart this coin out. I'm going to show you guys what my retrace targets are, where I think Polkadot's going to be headed over the next couple of months. We're going to jump over to sites like CoinMarketCal. We're going to talk about upcoming events. We're going to jump over to Lunarcrush. We're going to see how popular this coin is and see how Polkadot's been trending in the top 20 for pretty much the last month. We're going to swing over to Fiat League, and we're going to talk about what countries are actually buying Polkadot. And last but not least, we're going to jump over to Messari. We're going to do a deep dive into the metrics of this coin. We're going to talk about the tokenomics, the stock to flow, the inflation rate. So what Polkadot actually has going on, it's pretty exciting, is they have what are called parachain auctions. So instead of needing things like layer 2 scaling solutions like Ethereum needs right now, where you see other cryptocurrencies basically being built on top of Ethereum. Some are for necessity, some are for use case. Polkadot has a main relay chain, and then they basically have little slots. Think of it like ports. So when Polkadot launches their parachain auctions, which means when they actually are able to have smart contracts deployed on their platform, cryptocurrencies can already have their coin, everything built, ready to go, and then just come over and plug right into the main relay chain. The only way that they can bid on these slots is to actually stake DOT, and the winners are chosen at random. So you don't really know how much DOT you need. If you really want to secure one of those slots, you better make sure that you got enough to continue to bid. And they take these snapshots at random, so they have a strategic way to actually bid on these slots, which will pretty much guarantee you the slot as long as you have enough money. But you also have to make sure that you got enough DOT. So it's interesting to see how many of these big companies are just going to be consuming and buying massive amounts of DOT to make sure that they have enough to win one of these parachain slot auctions. And I think that leads me to my next point about DOT being the #1 asset held by crypto hedge funds. So let's start there. So if we pull up this report done by Messari on July 1st of 2021, we can see that Polkadot is the #1 crypto asset held by crypto hedge funds. So that's what really made me get extremely bullish. I'm like, man, am I missing something about Polkadot? Because this was when the market was pretty bearish and prices were coming down, and I was looking at Polkadot like, why are all these hedge funds packing their bags on Polkadot? And I started to dive into tech, and I was like, oh wow, Polkadot's building Web3. I mean, they're Web3. They're building a decentralized version of the internet, which is really, truly mind-blowing. And the technology behind it is so advanced. So I always suggest you guys do your own research, especially nowadays in crypto. There are so many coins launching. It would literally be impossible to try to gain a vast amount of knowledge on every single coin. So sometimes I use things like, what are the hedge funds doing? What are the smartest, biggest, big names in crypto actually doing? And if they're doing it, sometimes that's all I need. That, and to check out the tokenomics and see the communities. So let's talk about what I actually look for in a cryptocurrency, and then we'll come back over and dive into the charts and make some price predictions. So how is market cap and supply actually calculated? It's supply times price equals market cap. So right now the supply of DOT is roughly 988 million. The price of Polkadot right now is roughly $45. So if you take supply, times it by price, That gives us a market cap roughly of $43 billion. So right now, across every exchange worldwide, the total value of all Polkadot in circulation is worth $43 billion. So when you're trying to make price predictions and you want to figure out, can a coin 2x, 5x, 10x, 100x, you need to take a look at the market cap. That's really the most important part. Now, it's not set in stone. There's no guarantee that Polkadot couldn't have a $4.3 trillion market cap. But if you just take a look at other ecosystems and how cryptocurrencies evolve and how long it actually takes for that amount of money to come into a cryptocurrency ecosystem, for Polkadot to 2x right now and go to $90, the market cap would need to double. It would need to go from 43 to 86 billion. For this coin to 10x and go to $450, the market cap would need to be $430 billion. For this coin to 20x, $900, 860 billion. So if we just take a look and we talk about the biggest names in the cryptocurrency game right now, Bitcoin 1.2 trillion, Ethereum 480 billion, Binance 103, Cardano 94. You know, I mean, if Dogecoin with no real world value can get a market cap of 89 billion, I definitely think it's possible for cryptocurrencies like Polkadot, which are pretty much creating the new age internet, to definitely have a market cap over 100 billion. So we're gonna come back and touch on this a little bit more in a second, but I wanna talk about basically a new way that I've actually decided to analyze cryptocurrency. And it has part to do with the Bitcoin Vortex effect, or the network effect that you actually get from Bitcoin, where we talk about energy, technology, political, financial, mining, spatial, and temporal. These are all layers. So in order for somebody to disrupt the marketplace that Bitcoin has created, meaning they are a consumer of energy, it's now in DTE, Marathon, all of these energy providers' best interest to basically buy and build Bitcoin mining facilities in locations where they need to manage intermittent energy. Technology, Bitcoin becomes a major consumer of semiconductors. So you have an entire sector of technology that's dependent on, or that wants to see Bitcoin succeed. Political, because technology and energy are involved, these are the players that lobby the politicians. So soon, you'll see a lot more politicians getting involved. It creates financial store of value for people like myself that want to preserve self-wealth. Mining is an industry for people to make a lot of money mining. Spatial, temporal, right? Each one of these layers is a marketplace of its own. In order to disrupt or dethrone Bitcoin, you need to be able to come at it from every angle. But because Polkadot is proof of stake, you lose the energy, you lose the mining. Without energy and mining, this takes us back to the law of thermodynamics, right? Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It can only be transformed by doing work, right? So when you put skin in the game, when you actually have to do work, that is what allows a cryptocurrency to be a property and not a security. Now, I'm no investing expert, and I cannot tell you exactly what it means when these cryptocurrencies get deemed as securities, but I definitely know that it's going to halt the growth of some of these ecosystems and quite possibly drive more investors, big name investors, institutional investors, into proof of work blockchain. Now, none of that's guaranteed. I just wanted you guys to understand that there is a marketplace, and the more marketplaces there are around an object or a cryptocurrency, the harder it is to disrupt that. The best analogy is Facebook and MySpace. Why was Facebook able to dethrone MySpace in such a short period of time? Because they added a higher value proposition, and they only needed to do it in one marketplace, because all you had to do was make it better for the end user. It wasn't hard to disrupt MySpace. Now YouTube, why has YouTube done so well? Because YouTube has probably a 4 to 5 sided marketplace. They have the users enjoy the content, right? So you need to find a platform that can add that user content. They have a creator marketplace, people like myself that generate revenue and income from YouTube. We don't want to see it go anywhere, but we would go anywhere if we could make more money doing the same thing on another platform. Then you have brands that market. Some of these brands have spent millions, if not billions of dollars strategically learning how to market on YouTube. So you have a way for businesses to reach new clients. Just to give you guys a quick idea, those are the 3-sided marketplace. So it's a lot harder for another social media platform to come and dethrone YouTube, because they have to add a higher value proposition on every side. So when we jump back over here and we talk about what Polkadot has as far as a marketplace, they're going to have DeFi, they're going to have technology. Their technology is on the best of the best level, but they don't have tech as far as miners. They are proof of stake. But as far as like the technology that's behind their blockchain is a 10 out of 10. Their hedge funds, they're obviously, we covered that already. Financial, they will be a way for people to generate income, passive income through staking and DeFi. So I would say that they have the financial layer. The community layer is huge because Polkadot community is unbelievable. There's only a few cryptocurrencies that show me as much love as the Polkadot fam, and I appreciate you guys big time. You guys have no idea, so thank every one of you guys. NFTs, they don't have NFTs that I know of because of smart contracts. Now I'm sure they have some NFTs, like we've seen NFT projects launching on Cardano. As far as being like full-fledged, super in-depth NFTs, I haven't personally dove into that side, so I can't really say. But I think their NFTs will get a lot better once smart contracts are actually deployed. And their team, obviously Gavin Woods and everybody on the Polkadot team is on an exceptionally next level. I mean, Gavin Woods was one of the co-founders of Ethereum, so he's been in the game for a really long time. Gavin Woods created Solidity, or he was one of the creators of Solidity, which is the Ethereum smart contract language. It's super, super exciting. I mean, I can't even do it justice, even trying to talk the guy up because he's just so smart. He's, one of those guys that it's way above your head most of the time. So that leads me to believe that once Polkadot smart contracts get deployed and what they are attempting to build, I think it will be a very long time before we see anybody attempt to dethrone Polkadot. And what adds another layer of security to Polkadot is Kusama, which is basically their sister chain. So you have two massive big players in the game. Kusama they call the Canary Network. Basically, it's the sister chain. I'm not sure if originally it was supposed to just be testnet, and then it just evolved, and they're like, well, why not just have two different cryptocurrencies? But one is basically for beta testing. So a lot of the new things that they actually will be deployed on Polkadot, they kind of deploy on Kusama first. So I don't know if that's a bad thing or a good thing, but it adds that extra layer of security, which you don't get from most blockchains, because a lot of times when they switch from testnet to mainnet, it's not that they disconnect that bridge, but it takes a little bit away from the security when you have to do everything and update everything on the mainnet. Now, not to say that they don't keep testnets running as well, but just to give you guys an idea. So now that we cover that Polkadot is building a marketplace, which is going to incentivize a lot of people to continue to hold Polkadot. Now, if we talk about the tokenomics, this is the only thing that worries me about Polkadot. So we see that Polkadot right now, they're projecting in 10 years, the market cap to be 133 billion. By year 2050, projecting a $750 billion market cap, which you're gonna be like, wow, that's great. I mean, the price of Polkadot right now, if the supply stayed the same, would be insane. But if we jump over and we take a look at their metrics tab, we can see that the inflation rate on Polkadot is roughly about 10%. Right here, right now, they're saying that the market cap is going to be 143 billion in 10 years. Supply, they're saying, is going to be 2.94 billion. So what's nice about this is we can do this in reverse. If we know what the supply and the market cap is, we can divide them by each other and it'll give us the price. So if we put in our supply divided by, we would end up with a price point of $48. So right now, if they are 100% accurate, in 10 years, if the market cap is 143 billion, which I think it's going to be drastically higher than that, the price point would only be $48. In order for this coin to 2x, 5x, 10x, right? For this coin to 10x right now with the current supply, the market cap would need to be 430 billion. And at the rate that Polkadot is growing and how much money is coming into this ecosystem, I think in the next couple of months, we could easily see Polkadot with a $86 billion market cap. So we're kind of at that first mover advantage right now because we have such a little supply compared to what it's going to be in 10 years. That gives us the ability to make some pretty big gains before we need to take some profits. So my thesis on how I plan to play Polkadot, if it plays out this way, I invested $5,000. I bought Polkadot when it was $20. So that got me roughly 250 coins. Now I'm just gonna round to keep things simple. Obviously I didn't buy it dead on at 20, but just to give you guys a general idea. I bought roughly $5,000 worth. I have a total of 250 coins. My target is gonna be $100. But in order to make sure that I'm protecting my investment and doing things right, I think when Polkadot gets up to $75, I'm gonna take 25% out. When Polkadot gets to 100, I'm gonna take 50 out. And I'm gonna try to leave 15 to 25% as my hodl play in case obviously things keep going up and up and up. But this way, I'm gonna take some of this money, I'm gonna move it into some other assets that I think I'll do better long-term and make me more gains. I'm gonna take that money and I'm going to buy Bitcoin and Cadena as my store of value. And if the market goes bearish again, then we get to play this whole game over again with Polkadot. Now, I don't know how bad that inflation is going to affect the price of Polkadot, but if we go into a crazy, insane, parabolic altcoin season, you have to take profits, guys. There's no question about it. If the last bearish stretch didn't teach you anything about watching your crypto portfolio go 90% off, if you're not taking profits at some point in the game, I think you're going to be sadly mistaken. Now, on the reverse side, Polkadot is a prime example of why you scale out of a coin. And I might have overestimated here. This was just what I just kind of took off the top of my head. I might make this 15% and then keep going up and up and up. But as of right now, with Polkadot at a price point of $45 and a market cap of 43 billion, the fact that we've only seen 2 coins in history ever get over that price point makes me think that I should be a little bit cautious. Now, if the market does go extremely bullish and we see all these altcoins start to just take off, and it's looking like Polkadot's gonna blow past 120 billion, well, I might change that up a little bit. But if I had to take a guess, my best guess off the top of my head without even charting things out would be a 2.2x to see Polkadot hit $110 by 2021. I think we could easily see Polkadot with a $100 billion market cap. If Polkadot does a 3x, we could see a $135 Polkadot by 2022. And I think that would give us roughly a market cap of 139 billion. Now, if we talk about what has happened to other DeFi ecosystems or other cryptocurrencies when they actually launched smart contracts and their DeFi ecosystem exploded. We saw Ethereum in 600 days, starting on March of 2020. Ethereum went from 130 to 4,400 in 600 days. The DeFi ecosystem for Ethereum is $161 billion right now. Binance went from 23 to $688 in 510 days. Solana went from 20 to 210 in 204 days. Terra, 5 to 44 in 120 days. Avalanche, 10 to 75. It's like every single coin you look at, it's pretty much done a 5x, if not a 10x. So between 5 to 10x from the time that basically smart contracts were deployed, DeFi ecosystems were starting to get developed. Now, a lot of these coins had a lot lower price point. And if we look at Polkadot, Polkadot was already $10, in the most bearish of the bear markets. So if you look at a chart, it's going to be kind of hard to see and tell the difference if Polkadot started at 40 when smart contracts got launched or if it starts at 10. So it's like kind of like one of those things I'm like him and Han about. If it follows suit with everything besides Binance and Ethereum, we would see a $100 Polkadot. Now, I think Binance and Ethereum also had that first mover advantage. Ethereum, no questions asked. But Binance was really the second to come out with smart contracts and launch their own, Binance Smart Chain, which added massive amounts of value. And their Binance, because they have the world's largest exchange, they don't really have to market. They are the marketplace, right? Everybody comes to Binance to buy the coin. So that's a huge, huge mover advantage. And a huge advantage that gives Binance the upper hand versus some of these other cryptocurrencies. So if we jump over here to Lunarcrush, Lunarcrush tracks cryptocurrencies' popularity. On a popular scale, we can see that right now, it looks like Polkadot is roughly the 18th most popular cryptocurrency in the world. As far as social volume, their social volume is up, engagement's down a little bit, dominance is down a little bit, contributions are up 4%, and bullish sentiment is up 14.4%. So it just kind of gives you a look at like how everybody else is looking at this coin based off of tags, searches, influencers. It's a really cool site to see. Is the coin just pumping? Is it just getting really popular? Or is this coin actually making moves? Then I like to jump over to CoinMarketCal because CoinMarketCal shows you upcoming events. And boom, there it is. November 11th, we kick off parachain auctions. Polka City integration on December 31st. XCUR integrations on DOT. And this is exactly why I bought XCUR, because I saw it. It was like over here on Polkadot. It was over here on 5 other coins. And I was like, So I definitely like using CoinMarketCal because it allows you to see upcoming events. And a lot of times those upcoming events will be like Matic Bridge, Kasama parachain auctions, Kasama this, or integration with this coin or integrated with that coin. And a lot of times when I start looking at these often enough, I'll see the same coin doing a ton of different things. So what's nice about that is it lets you see what upcoming events, what coins are working together, what coin might potentially be booming because there maybe have an integration like XCUR with Polkadot. Now, one of my favorite sites to use is Fiat League. Fiat League tracks cryptocurrencies based off of origin. So you can actually see right now exactly how many countries are investing in Bitcoin. And wow, guys, If we're coming down much lower, I would be very, I mean, look at how bullish this is. I have never seen Bitcoin. I've never seen a country ever be buying more Bitcoin than the United States. And it looks like right now Europe is. This is crazy. I've never seen anything like this. It's going like, wow. So you just saw right there, that was about 45 different countries buying Bitcoin. We take a look over here and we see a coin like Polkadot at $44. And what do you see? 5 countries, that's it. 5 countries, guys. 5 countries is nothing. So as we watch this crypto evolution unfold and you start seeing crypto get adopted on a global scale, it's going to be really mind-blowing to see what big name coins like Polkadot look like when they get adopted on a global scale. So right now we just have the VCs, the hedge funds that have really been packing their bags on Polkadot. And we're about to witness the growth of what Polkadot has been building for the last 4 years. These parachain auctions and smart contracts are really what's going to take Polkadot to that next level. So I definitely think we could see Polkadot potentially have a $400 billion market cap in the next 2 years, which will go a really long way. Now, I definitely think we're gonna have some ups and downs in between there. Obviously, it's not just gonna be up, 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 up. But at any point, we could see that shift where crypto just goes global, and then it could be something like we've never seen before. So it's getting exciting, guys. And special shout out to everybody that hits that like button, hits that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. So thank you, guys. And we can come over here and take a look at DeFi Llama. This is another amazing site I like to use. Right now, there's $240 billion locked in DeFi protocols across all ecosystems. And that's not including Cardano. I do see Kasama over here. I don't see Polkadot over here yet. And I don't see Kadena over here yet. Obviously, Polkadot's doesn't have their platform up and running or their smart contracts deployed, but Kadena does. And that's why I keep talking about Kadena, guys, because I think Kadena is the real deal, the real holy grail. If you guys haven't saw my Kadena video, definitely check it out. Looking at a chart from a TA aspect, what's nice about Polkadot is Polkadot's been building rock solid support here at 30. So worst case, some whale decides to sell all of his Bitcoin or the world banks decide to manipulate the market again, whatever the case may be, where is Polkadot gonna fall down to? Roughly at about, I would say about $27 to about $29, somewhere in that range. That support right there is really, really rock solid. So that's one plus side. Sucks buying into a cryptocurrency and, you know, a whale's dumping and the market getting manipulated and price free falling, but it happens. But it's reassuring to know that a coin like Polkadot that has such a great community and has really built or is building, you know, the future of the internet, we could see some major plays. So right here on this next leg up, my target's gonna be calling for a price of about $55. Now, depending on how bullish the market gets, we might see it put up a little bit higher of a third, so maybe like up to 60, which would make complete sense. Just like we retraced down right here from the 1 to 2, and Polkadot retraced from 37 down about 30%, which is normal. So if we run up right now to 60 and we retrace down that same 20 to 30%, say we came down 25%, that would literally put us right back at the price point we're at right now. And it's one of those things, Polkadot could Solana and just keep snowballing and snowballing and snowballing, because once it really starts running and people start to FOMO in like they're missing out on something. And I said the same thing about Solana. Why was I buying Solana at 200, 175, 150? Because I was so bullish on this coin. It's what happens when you have a cryptocurrency that's that great. I wasn't worried that I bought some Solana at 200 and I bought some more down here at 100, right? And I bought some down here at 75. It's just how you play the game. And when you're investing into these big name coins, it's kind of like, I'm not really worried about it. I'm not worried about it being a rug pull. I'm not worried about this cryptocurrency disappearing. We can see how big of a name Solana is, and we can see how big of a name Polkadot is. These coins just don't disappear. And when the market goes bearish and the whole market goes bearish, yeah, that's why we're gonna take some profits along the way up. So my next target up for Polkadot is gonna be roughly $56 to about $62. I think we're gonna see that target hit roughly by about November 15th. My fifth leg up is calling for a price point of about $95.15. So going into 2022, if we have an altcoin season or the market just continues to do exactly what it's doing right now, and we have no market meltdown, we have no tether FUD that comes out and tanks the market, as long as the market stays bullish and we keep on this trajectory, I'm very confident that we're gonna see a $95 Polkadot sometime in the beginning of 2022. And that's a wrap on Polkadot, guys. Hopefully you guys found this video helpful. If you guys could do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'd be greatly appreciative. Again, my name's Ryan Mata. Thank you guys so much for stopping by the channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.